The last 8 shows, man. Give it up.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of No Balls, No Glory. I'm your host, the People's Champion. I'm not here alone. I'm here with the sports gurus. Sports gurus, say what's up to our viewers tonight.
What's up, people? What's up?
We're going to swing it on over to my girl, Crystal Clear. Crystal, introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey, everybody. It's Crystal Clear in the house. How's everybody doing?
The new grandmother, Crystal Clear. Let's get it right, y'all. Let's call it what she is.
It's Gigi. It's
Gigi.
You don't want to go by Granny?
Well, that's my mama. My mama, everybody call my mama Granny.
Oh, okay. So that's what you is. You a Gigi now?
I'm Gigi. Because we don't want to confuse. Because my mama is Granny, and she's like the ultimate Granny.
Okay.
There's no Granny that tops my mama.
Okay. So you Gigi.
I'm Gigi.
Understandable.
Coach Corey, my man, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Coach Corey. As I always say, reach one, teach one. If we can reach one, we can make a difference. From the Lou to the 10, back at it again on Tuesday night, talking sports, fantasy football, hanging out with my friends. What can be better?
Hey, man, I love it, Coach. I love it, brother. I love it. That's how we do it, man. Hey, like you say, man, hanging out with the family, man. And that's what we gonna do. We gonna chop it up tonight on this sports tip tonight. I'm telling you, we got a lot to talk about tonight, man. That's all I can say. We got a whole lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, man. Oh, man. So how was y'all day before we get off into what we finna jump off into?
Man,
my day.
Snow flurries, all that.
My day was good. Take the baby to a doctor visit. Went well.
Okay. That was up. What's his name, Chris?
Zaire Lamont Shamari Lee.
Zaire Lamont Samari Lee. I like that.
That's his name.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Is Zari getting some sleep?
She getting a little bit of rest.
Just don't call it a fault.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, because he's an eating champ.
Oh, is she nursing?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And he came out the gate a pro.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Chris? He came out the gate swinging, huh?
Yeah, he came out the gate swinging.
Oh, my God, man.
He gained his birth weight back in 3 days.
Wow.
You know how babies drop? They lose weight before they leave the hospital?
Uh-huh.
He was 6 pounds 1 ounce at birth. He was 5 pounds 11 ounces when we left the hospital on Sunday. Today he is 6 pounds 2.5 ounces. He plays no games.
He ain't no joke, is he?
Oh no. He getting all his nourishment.
Yeah.
Getting all his nourishment right on back.
Oh man. Is Z spoiling him? Is she spoiling him? I know she is.
She's doing better than I thought. She is laying him down. She is letting him sleep in his bassinet. I thought I was gonna have to sneak in the room and put him in his bassinet a couple
Okay.
times, but she doing good.
Is Gigi holding him a lot? That's the $1 million question.
No, I hold him when I hold him when I want to hold him, but I do not want him to get used to being held asleep.
Oh, so you go, oh, yeah, that's one of the worst things.
Mm-mm. I've seen those babies. No sir.
What you say? No way, Jose, huh?
Mm-mm.
Now, Crystal, does your sister have any grandchildren?
I think I'm the last one to be a grandparent. 6 of us. So all of
Okay.
them, yeah,
Everybody else grandparents but you, huh?
yeah. Everybody pros at this.
What you say? Everybody pros at this but you,
Oh yeah, my brother got like 6 of them, 6 or
Oh,
7 of them.
hey, how old is your brother's oldest?
15.
Oh, 15?
Yeah. My one brother's oldest is 15. My other brother's oldest is 23.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
got the game.
Yeah, they good. They good. Yeah. I'm the last of the Mohicans.
What you waiting on?
She
So,
laughing at you.
Hey, yeah, that must be for the other show. We gonna leave that one alone.
okay.
Yeah, we gonna leave that to just talking to you.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gonna.
no.
Oh my God, man. He said he's just gonna leave it for the next segment, the next show.
Yeah, we gonna.
That is
Oh
hilarious.
man. We was talking, hey, funny thing that you said that we was talking about the Stevie J situation on Just Talking to You, man, about he filing for spousal support with Jocelyn, man. So that's crazy, man.
Ain't
I
he
can't.
married?
Yeah, I mean for Faith. I mean him and Faith getting a divorce.
Oh, I thought they love was gonna last forever.
Well,
No,
she caught him slipping,
Oh dang, he did good for about 5 years.
and then she caught him slipping, and then she ended up putting them hands on him, and he called the police, and he had her locked up and stuff. So, next thing you know, bam, that's what it was. Miss Faith Evans in jail. First of all, shouldn't have been messing with her. That's his boy's. That was his boy's ex-wife, man. That's off limits, man. But I mean, certain people don't think it's off limits, so I digress with that.
This is Stevie J. He doesn't have limits.
They don't call him Sleezo for nothing.
Right.
He is
hey,
Sleazy J.
he got them paws put on him though. Faith put them man hands on him. Gotta get spousal support.
Hey man, whooped him, whooped him. Hey man, let's just jump off into it, man. Boxing, man.
Right. That's a
Hey,
great segment into boxing
hey,
right there.
a perfect segue in our first
Right.
segment, boxing. Oh man, my man, hey, Tank Davis, man. Tank Davis gets a unanimous decision over Isaac Cruz this past Sunday. Reactions to the fight. What y'all think about Tank Davis? Who should he fight next? Hey, I saw the whole fight, man. Hey, Cruz didn't back down on Tank Davis, man. Cruz was swinging on Tank Davis. Hey, Cruz had him going, man. Cruz, man. One card had it 116 to 112. The other ones had it 115, 113. If anything, it should have been 115, 113 all the way through, man. But hey, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man, that was a good fight, man. When I say that was a good fight, that was a good fight, man. Tank Davis, man. You know who his mentor is, Floyd Mayweather. He fight under Mayweather Promotions and everything. So they say he the next big thing, man. but we already know the next big fight that's coming, man. So that's what we got. Old Tank Davis, man. Y'all check him out. Y'all need to go check him out, man, because that's the next big thing, man. Tank Davis, he one of the next big things. Staying in the realm of boxing, hey man, Roy Jones Jr., James Lights Out Tony, Miguel Cotto joined the Boxing Hall of Fame class of 2022, man.
Shout out to them brothers, man.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Hey man, Roy, James Lights Out, and Cotto, man. Hey, I know you guys don't even have to be a boxing guru or anything, but I know somebody that's seen the Roy Jones Jr. fight, somebody that saw James Tony fight, Miguel Cotto when he was shining and stuff, man. But Roy Jones, man, hey, this dude took the boxing to the whole nother level, man. For years, Roy was considered pound for pound the greatest boxer, man. Roy did it like none other, man. Roy, I like Roy. Hey, I'm probably the biggest Roy Jones Jr. fan, man. Hey man, I was there when he beat Virgil Hill with that body shot. He knocked him out with a body shot. And that's one of Roy Jones' more memorable ones, man. And he put it in his song, Y'all Must Have Forgot. He said, I beat Virgil Hill with a body shot. Y'all must have forgot. He told y'all must have forgot, man. He said he do this, man.
I think he was one of the first boxers to add entertainment back into the game. He became showman along the lines of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali talked a lot of trash, but he boxed and he was a showman. I think Roy Jones did the same thing. He fought, he boxed, and he was also a showman in the ring. You know, so I mean, just shout out to Roy Jones. I mean, I think he did have him a boxing and pound. He did. He put in work. I mean, and that's
man, he did.
Some of boxing right now is missing. They're missing those guys that put in the work. I mean, back in the day, those guys fought. You didn't see guys fight and then a year, 16, 18 months have their next fight.
Right.
You know, these guys fought and they took a week or two off and they hit the gym and 4 or 5 months later they was fighting again.
Hey, them cats fight every 3 months, man. They right back at it, man. And I'm gonna tell you, the best 1-round boxing match I ever seen, man, was Hagler Hearns, man. That first round Hagler Hearns fight, man, these guys was throwing monster shots. They was throwing power shots. Man, it could have got stopped after that first round. Hagler and Hearns was going at each other, man. But that just goes to show you, man, that's where boxing have came from and to where it is now. And everything. Guys running and ducking each other and everything. It ain't like it used to be, man. Hey, if you hey, when you saw that division, Hagler fought Hearns, Hearns fought Leonard, Leonard fought Hagler, and then you got to sprinkle in there Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran fought them all. Hey, Roberto Duran was in there fighting them too. So,
them guys fought.
Yeah.
Them guys fought. These guys spend more time talking about fighting than they do fighting. Playing who I should fight next and who's not worthy to fight and all that. Man, just shut up and go fight somebody.
That's it. That's it, man. And my other boy, James Lights Out Tony, man. Hey, man, that's my guy, man. Hey, James Tony, man. That's one dude that ain't scared of nothing, man. Hey, I remember when James Tony beat Evander Holyfield, man. Even though Evander was late on in his career, James Tony beat John Ruiz. Hey, James Tony beat some good people, man. Roy beat James Toney early in their career, man. And for some reason, Roy and James Toney didn't link up to after they got well in their 40s, man. But that was James Toney and Roy was just too fast for a lot of his fighters and everything, man. People he went against, man. And Miguel Cotto, man. Cotto was tough, man. He took a couple of his losses to Antonio Mayorga. And that was it, man. Cotto was a good one, man. Cotto lost to Floyd. That was a good fight. Floyd Mayweather and Miguel Cotto packed that sold out house, man. Pacquiao fought him too. So Cotto lost to Canelo Alvarez too as well. So shout out to these brothers that's going into the Hall of Fame, man. Shout out to them, man. Roy, Miguel Cotto, and James Lights Out Toney, man. Shout out to them brothers.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man,
What's up?
we go swinging on over to college football. The dust has cleared. The smoke has settled. College football playoffs. The smoke is cleared and the dust is settled. Those Bama boys, number 1, they up top. Followed by the number 2, Michigan Wolverines. Number 3, Georgia Bulldogs. And number 4, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Is the committee right with those rankings? What you think? What y'all think, y'all? Is the committee right with those rankings? Because I knew if Georgia lost, Georgia was going to still be in that top 4 because of their body of work and the conference that they're in. Did the committee get it right?
I don't like the committee aspect of it, man. That's just me personally. I hate the committee aspect because it all boils down to strength of schedule.
Yeah.
And I think guys like Cincinnati and smaller schools are always going to be at a disadvantage because people are not going to play them, and they're going to be penalized for beating the people on their schedule when that's all they can play. If you can't get the big schools to play you or the Power 5 schools to play you, and you fill your schedule with people who are going to play you, and you go undefeated, why is that your fault?
It's not your fault. Only major school that played them was Notre Dame, and they ended up beating Notre Dame.
Right. There's got to be something that holds the Power 5s accountable for not playing some of these other schools.
You're right.
And if there's not, then the committee thing just, to me, will never work.
Yeah, the system is flawed. It's majorly flawed.
I think it is too.
Because Cincinnati, I mean, it might come out that they don't deserve to be where they are because of the teams that they play, but they're 13-0. So who's to say they don't belong at number 1?
Right.
You know, they beat who they play. They're undefeated. And I'm a firm believer, if I have no losses, I don't care what conference you're in. If you have 1 loss, you should not be ranked higher than me. I have no losses. I should be higher than you.
So you think they should be higher?
If I have no losses, I should be higher than any team that has a loss. I don't care what conference you're in.
I mean, because it doesn't work like that at the next level.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that in any sports. It does not work like that at the next level. If your record is the best, then you get top billing.
Right. You do.
Plain and simple.
And that's like why I don't like this system.
I mean, because in the NFL, that top record in each conference means something. It means a bye.
Sure does.
It means the potential of that conference, the entire playoffs having to come through your city. So it gives you something to play for. So it's like, why are they busting their butts to win every game, to win all of these games, to do all this stuff, and they're not even getting rewarded for it?
Yeah.
Because you know, a one-loss Georgia, a one-loss Alabama is going to be in the top four. If Cincinnati would have lost, they wouldn't have been in the top four.
No.
Absolutely. They wouldn't have been nowhere near the top four. Notre Dame would have
Exactly.
slid. Notre Dame would have slid into that fourth spot.
Or somebody else. They would have been so far from that top four, it would have been amazing. So,
Yep.
I don't
And
know. I hate to say it, but I really wish they would do something similar to the basketball. But
how
you
many
can't do.
how
You
many
can't
teams
put all
though?
teams in there.
Would you do it?
I think it needs to be more than four, but I know you can't put all the teams in there.
You can't
You
have no
need to come up
64
with
64 foot team football tournament, man, because you know people be
right,
getting hurt and everything, man.
right. They'll get their wig split.
Hey,
You
you
have
ain't lying. Hey, you ain't lying. I think a good 18 playoff would be pretty good. I
and
think
then
eight.
I think you need to come if they come up with the conferences and maybe take two from a conference or something. I don't know. I
Or
mean,
you
there
can,
just has to be more than four because you take all the power away from these smaller teams that deserve it.
or you can do
Because
that 17, man. 17 get a number one team about like the NFL doing.
yeah, all these teams, all these conference champions should have a chance to play for a national championship in my eyes. If I win my conference, I should have a chance to play for the national championship. I should be able to go through whatever gauntlet it is of whoever won in their conference championship to say I'm the outright champion. All us were conference champions, and we're the only one left. We beat all the other conference champions, or the other conference champions lost, and we are the only two left standing. So we're playing for the national championship.
That'll be a hell of a. That'll be hell trying to get that together though, man. Because you got to think about the health and safety of the players and stuff. And if it was something like that, you know, a lot of them guys probably wouldn't even play because they looking at the next level in the NFL. So a lot of them would just probably be slide their way up out of there, man, and
Yeah,
won't even play.
but everybody don't. You don't have to play 13 games. Play 10 games.
Yeah,
Make the season 10 games, and then those other 3 weeks would be part of the playoffs.
yeah, that's a good idea too. Hey, man, we got the bowl matchups, man. We got Cincinnati and Bama. Who y'all got?
Uh,
I'm going with Cincinnati now. I'm not taking Alabama. I'm tired of seeing Alabama. I ordered my Cincinnati gear. I will be wearing Cincinnati gear
Or
when they
you
play.
or you going with your head or your heart?
I'm going with my heart. I'm going with my heart.
You going with your heart on this one?
There ain't no head involved. It's all heart.
This is a heart decision, huh?
This is an all heart decision.
Now I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm going with Bama, but that was a big loss when they lost Minchie last week, though, man. When they lost Minchie in the SEC championship game, man, that's huge, man. Minchie frees up Jameson Williams a lot down the field and everything. So if Minchie's not available, Jameson Williamson will get doubled. Jameson Williams, he'll get doubled and everything.
Georgia didn't have two people that could double cover him. I sure as hell don't think Cincinnati got two that can cover him.
What you say? Georgia could cover him with two people, huh?
Right. So I don't think Cincinnati can cover him with two. So
That's
I
gonna
don't
be
think that's gonna be an issue.
hey man, that's gonna be hey. But you got to think like this too, Coach. Hey, the game is on December 31st. They got around 3.5 more weeks to game plan and prep, man. They'll be ready.
Ain't enough. And these Alabama we can come up with some more plays. I mean, it ain't even coming up with more plays. It's just something you ain't seen all year.
Yeah, it's just a whole different element you ain't seen, man. But I got Bama though. Who you got, Crystal? Cincinnati or Bama? You ain't pick Crystal.
Because
What you
Flip
say,
a
Come
Crystal?
on with me, Crystal. Come
Flip a
on,
coin.
take Cincinnati. Damn Alabama.
Hey, Crystal,
Boycott Alabama.
Hey, Crystal, you better think about it. You better go. Hey, you better logically think this one through, Crystal.
Boycott Alabama.
See, this is the way I kind of feel about. This is the way I kind of feel about it. I'm a roll with Cincinnati because I kind of feel about Bama the same way I've always felt about the Patriots and anything team with Tom Brady on it. It's like I want to root against them because they hurt, but somehow or another they figure stuff out. I don't know how it happens, but
they cheat for Alabama. That's how they figure it out. There ain't no figuring out. They cheat for Alabama.
All right.
Hey man, Bama's just talented, man. You gotta give them brothers their props, man.
And they get all the dang on calls. I'm in my feelings right now. They number one. And if it's a rematch between them and Georgia, I ain't watching the game.
You gonna watch it because you gonna be having you gonna have your Georgia girl on in, man.
No, I ain't. I'm wearing Cincinnati on bowl championship week 2. The national championship game, I'm wearing Cincinnati stuff.
All right, man. What about Georgia and Michigan, man?
Hey, you know I'm going with.
I know you going with Michigan, man.
I'm going with Harbaugh, fellas.
I know you going with the Harbaugh brothers, man. Who you going with, Crystal? Georgia or Michigan?
Georgia.
As much as I like Harbaugh, man, and I hope Michigan pulls it out, but I think Georgia finna bounce back in a big way against Michigan, man. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Georgia's gonna bounce back big.
They like a score. They're gonna be heartbroken.
I think
Georgia got whooped.
I think Georgia bouncing back big, man. This is the best Michigan team that Harbaugh has had since he's been at Ann Arbor. So I would definitely love to see that game, man. It's gonna be a good game. Notre Dame and Oklahoma State, Penn State and Arkansas. These are the January 1st bowls. Penn State and Arkansas, Iowa, Kentucky, Utah, and Ohio State, and Baylor and Ole Miss. That's going to be a high-scoring game in the Superdome, man.
Ole Miss, my goodness.
Hey, man, Baylor and Ole Miss will be a high-scoring game, man. Oh, my God.
I ain't talking about the score game, man. Ole Miss is not joking trying to keep your boy Kiffin in the joint.
Hey, man.
Did you see his contract?
Did you see all the money they threw at Lane Kiffin, man?
Oh, my goodness. Just back up the brick truck.
They threw a whole lot of money at that man, and he's not going nowhere, man. Hey, man, we're going to swing it on over to our NFL updates, recaps, and our fantasy football stuff, man. Hey, man, all these players, Njoku for the Browns is on the COVID list. Patriots, man, we got to talk about that game last night. The Patriots threw 3 passes that night, man, last night. 3 freaking passes. 2 completions, 1 incompletion. Watch out, man, 3 passes. And they won the game.
That's because they watched your boy Jonathan Taylor run it down Buffalo's throat.
Yeah, I think they may say, hey, they run defense is not as strong as they think.
Right. So
Hey man, them cats had the
they,
nerve trying to get upset with the reporter when the reporter asked, was they embarrassed?
I mean,
Yes.
because
Uh,
Bill Belichick literally, I mean, because we all know Mac Jones can put up points if he need to. Bill
Right.
Belichick went into that game and told Mac Jones, "Look, you just handed the ball off today. Take the day off. They
Right.
can't stop the they can't stop the run if they wanted to right now. Hand the ball off until they stop the run. Hand it off.
And
Hand it off.
they managed the game perfectly, man. It was a game management game, and they managed the game perfectly, man.
That wasn't
And
even on Mac Jones. Belichick literally just out coached them. He just he got out coached.
he did. He did. McDermott McDermott just got out coached that game, man. Bill Belichick just put it together and he just won the game. So let me ask you guys this question: is the Patriots the team to beat? Is the Patriots the team to beat in the AFC? Yes or no?
AFC is kind of wide open.
I think they're playing the best football right now.
They're playing the best football right now
But
in the
but but
AFC.
but if it came down to Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City team, I think they will get New England. They will beat New England.
The problem with the AFC right now is that nobody's standing out. Nobody's really making making noise for real. So what's gonna end up happening come playoff time is that any given Sunday, somebody's gonna win a game that nobody thought was gonna win
Yep.
because nobody in the AFC is separating themselves. Every team in the AFC that has had that is either leading the division or got playoff hopes has had either some kind of controversy or some question or some stretches of the season where you're going, I don't know. Buffalo seems to be falling apart at the seams. Kansas City, Mahomes looked like he forgot how to be Mahomes, and their defense got exposed. And I ain't trying to be funny or throw shade. Baltimore's winning games by field goals, and so it's looking like, okay, can y'all bury a team? Can Kansas City be explosive? Can it? So it's like any given Sunday. It's like who can actually pull it together in that moment. You had people thinking that Derek Carr was an MVP candidate the first 3 weeks of the season. So
Man.
so
Yeah.
the AFC is just
So
too up
so
and down.
Bill Belichick looked like a genius for cutting Cam Newton out, don't he?
Yeah, he looked like an absolute genius because you know what he did. Bill
Man.
Belichick is one of those guys. He's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers.
He
He's
is.
playing chess when he
He's
he had
he's
he
thinking
had
three
a
moves ahead. He's
he
thinking
had
three
a
moves ahead.
iconic, legendary quarterback in Tom Brady. Anybody who came beyond Tom Brady was not going to measure up to Brady. So what does Bill Belichick do? He brings in Cam Newton, a big name. He knew Cam didn't have it. He knew what Cam was capable of for real. So Cam stunk up the joint. Bill Belichick didn't care about not making the playoffs and all the other stuff. He'd been too many times. He didn't want too many Super Bowl rings. This stuff does not faze him. So but he knew what Mac Jones was capable of. But
Yep.
he knew he couldn't throw him out there to be the successor of Tom Brady because he would have got ate alive if he didn't live up to those expectations. But
So
when
he
Cam
so
Newton,
he so he used Cam as a sacrificial lamb
because you
because
laugh,
it's
yeah,
always the person that comes after the great one that's gonna
right,
always try to live up to the expectation. And when that person stink up the place, then the next one is the next savior that can come in and do no wrong. I
right,
see exactly where you're going with that. You're absolutely
exactly.
correct.
So
You're
it's
absolutely correct. That's exactly what happened. They brought in Cam Newton. Cam stunk up the place. They didn't make the playoffs. Bill
and you
Belichick
remember
It
You
went
remember
out and
last year?
drafted Mac Jones, and boom.
You remember last year was that year where half of his defense said, "Oh, we're not playing because of COVID."
Yep, they opted out for COVID and everything.
COVID. So he knew he was playing with house money. He
Yep.
knew he was playing with house money. So he said, "Let me get Cam in here. Let him be a sacrificial lamb. They're gonna eat Cam alive." And then Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl without him. So now the heat's off of him.
Let me go get my quarterback of the future and everything.
Right. So now the heat's off of Bill Belichick.
What you say, Coach?
He needed a name with all these people opting out for COVID. He needed a name to attract people interested in coming to see that football game.
Right.
And Cam Newton was the name.
Yeah.
So you bring Cam in there with the expectations of leading a mediocre team to some type of success. And people believe, because New England Patriot fans are like any other fans. They don't ever think they're going to lose. They always think they're going to win. No matter who you put as quarterback, they think Bill Belichick is going to win with anybody. So here comes Cam Newton, somebody they know that was a league MVP. Oh, we right back on top because we got Cam Newton and we got Bill Belichick. They don't care who sat out or who opted out. We back in this thing now.
They figured we back in this joint, man. So we're gonna see how that situation go, man. But I don't think New England is the top team in the AFC, but they playing the best football right now.
They're just hot right now.
I think when everybody get their legs up underneath them, man. But hey, you only got 4-5 more games left, man. And it is what it is, man. We already talked about Antonio Brown, your boy, Coach. They suspended that butt for 3 games, man. I thought the Patriots. I thought Tampa was gonna cut him though, man.
They are. As soon as he get back off of suspension,
they gonna cut him.
Yep. I tell you, he gonna be done. He gonna be done. They gonna let him get his 3-game suspension. As soon as they get him back, bye Antonio.
You think? I gotta ask y'all this question too. Is this if he is cut, is this the last stop for Antonio Brown?
Yeah, it gotta be.
I think so, man.
Because
I think so.
Look,
this was his last stop. Tom Brady stuck his neck out for him.
I thought the dumbest thing that Antonio Brown did was not keep his mouth shut for 48 hours to get a guaranteed $30 million. I thought that was the dumbest thing he could have possibly done. Until you go get a fake vaccination card when you didn't need to get one. All you had to do was not be vaccinated and follow some protocols. That's it. You're not playing in, this is not New York. You're not in the NBA in San Francisco. They're not telling you that you.
This is another thing, man. How he stiffed his chef out of money, man. This your personal chef performed the service, cooked your meals and everything, and you go beat him out of what was it, $15,000?
Yeah,
right.
10, 15 G's.
That's bad. But when you don't look, all you had to do, the NFL does not have a mandate that if you do not.
Right. Just for like you said, Crystal, follow the protocol.
If you do not have if you're not vaccinated, that you can't play. All the NFL saying is if you're not vaccinated, you have to have your mask on at all times. You have to get tested on a regular basis. I mean, you're gonna get tested on a regular basis regardless, but your protocols are a little stiffer if you're not vaccinated, but it does not say you can't play.
I think this all boils down to the testing, not wanting to take shots and be tested, all that, because I think there's more going on. Because the NFL don't test like the other sports for all these other steroids and all this other stuff. So I think there's some underlying stuff going on with AB. that I bet you he feels like the more he keeps getting tested, you know, something gonna come up that he don't want
I
to get
think
out.
I think Antonio Brown has an undiagnosed mental health issue.
I can believe that,
Uh,
Chris. I can believe
it
that,
ain't
Chris.
it ain't undiagnosed because I diagnosed him many years ago. It's called retardation.
Hey man,
Because
when he was recording Mike Tomlinson when they was in the locker room after they beat the Bengals in the play, wasn't that the Bengals they beat in the playoff when
yeah,
this fool went live, Instagram live, and
he went Facebook Live.
he was Facebook live in the locker room. Come on, dude, you can't do that,
All I can
man.
say is that all of the stuff that Antonio Brown has done since leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't see how anybody could ever question how good of a coach Mike Tomlin is, because this stuff didn't just start happening.
Right.
Tomlin been keeping a rap on this stuff for the whole time Antonio Brown was in Pittsburgh. It's like Tomlin must have had during the football season. Tomlin must have had a guest house with a guard and said, "This is where you sleep. You do not
Dang,
go nowhere. This is where you sleep." Cause I ain't got time for your foolishness. This is
man.
this is where you cause he did because it's like all of a sudden he leaves Pittsburgh, and then Pandora box opens up and he starts acting like a
Ooh.
complete idiot. And it's like, what happened to Antonio Brown?
He done lost
It's
it, man. He been
the
he
same thing. The same thing happened to Antonio Brown that happened to Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom was perfectly fine when he was
uh-huh.
being babysat by Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson. When Lamar Odom left,
The curse
it
of the
all went
Kardashian, man. Them
it went
Kardashians put
all down. It went all downhill. I ain't even gonna put all that on the Kardashians.
you got to, man. You got to put the curse of the Kardashians, man.
Cause he was with, he was with a Kardashian when he was a Laker. But Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson kept a lid on him. They kept him focused somehow. When he
Uh-huh.
went to
Yeah, he was focused before they threw that new on him.
Hey,
right,
that's
They
exactly what they put on them. That thing.
put that new on him, that new Kardashian. He wasn't hip to the new Kardashian. He was hip
it was
to the old Kardashian.
Oh man,
well,
hey, she,
Then he got the new Kardashian.
yeah,
and
Lost
he-
his
but
mind.
hey man, lost all his mind, man. But man, we got a couple more things. Humphreys, Jamal Humphreys is out for the season, man. My boy Humphreys out for the season. Keenan Allen on the COVID protocol list, man. Keenan Allen is on the COVID protocol list. They say he got a chance of he's been vaccinated. They say he got a chance to play on Sunday with 2 negative test results. So it's a possibility that Keenan Allen will play on Sunday and everything, man. So we're gonna go to our recaps of the week, man. Cowboys and Saints, man. Uh Saints, man. Taysom Hill not the answer neither, man. The Saints got to roll up their sleeves and get them a quarterback next year, man. Still got Aaron Rodgers out there. You still got Deshaun Watson out there. Uh, they,
I,
hey,
I hope they find one as fast as Drew Brees found that her.
you
I'm
still,
just
hey,
saying.
hey, man. Cowboys took them 27-17. Michael Gallup made a good catch, man. Deontay, what's the name of man? Uh,
Her towel.
Deont, Deontay Harris, man. This fool got he's suspended. He got a 3-game suspension, man. From that DUI this summer that he had, man. Stemming from that DUI he had this summer, man. And he went through the appeals process. They said, "Nah, buddy, you finna sit down finally." But that didn't help him, man. The Cowboys is too much, man. Buccaneers and Falcons. It wasn't a bad game. Tom Brady and them pulled it out 30-17. Gronk had a couple tubs. Tom Brady threw for 4 touchdowns. Godwin, 15 receptions, 153. Godwin had a day, man. And volume for Godwin and Evans and Gronk and all them guys go up since AB is probably no longer go be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Cardinals and the Bears. Kyler Murray, he came back, but it's something about DeAndre Hopkins, man. If you guys saw the game or some of the previews of the game, DeAndre Hopkins, there's still something wrong with him, man. He ain't 100%. He made a touchdown grab, but I don't think D-Hop 100% yet, man. I don't think he's 100. So we got the Chargers and the Bengals. This is my thing with the Bengals, man. And we both AFC North people, man. We're Ravens, Crystal Steelers. How can the Bengals, and y'all got to answer this question. I'm sorry. Y'all got to answer it. How can the Bengals play great this week and suck the following week? Great this week, stink up the place the following week. How is that?
I say the Bengals.
Okay, I can take some of that. Let me tell you what I think, though, man. I think they're a young team, and they don't know how to win on a consistent basis. That's me. Coach Corey, what you think, man?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That's
all it is.
Yeah.
They don't know how to win on a consistent basis, man. Talented team, man. Go be there. Got good years ahead of them, but they just don't know how to win consistently, man.
The worst thing that can happen to talented young teams is winning quickly and a lot.
I think so too.
Because they don't know, they kind of get cocky. And see, you got a couple of like Burrows and Chase. They haven't been in the NFL long enough to know what losing really feels like.
Uh-huh.
So you got guys coming from college programs that won.
Yeah.
And won a lot. And then they get to the NFL and they're winning. They haven't gotten their welcome to the NFL moment like they really should. So they get a little cocky. So those little mistakes that they make in a win, where they squeak out a win, they ain't paying attention to it. All they know is they won the game. They ain't listening to the coach in film when they saying, we got to do this, or this is what this team does. What we just did to win this game is not going to work against this team.
No.
We got to play them differently.
And I'm going to tell you, Jamar Chase, Burrow hit Jamar Chase, man, on a fly route, and Jamar Chase had the ball in his hands. I mean, I don't think he just got to pull it in and run into the end zone. He bobbled it a little bit and twisted his body, and right there, as soon as he twisted his body after he bobbled it, the cornerback for the Charge, I think it was Chris Harris, snatched the ball and intercepted it, man. I'm like, oh yeah, these boys finna lose today, man.
Yeah.
Hey, next game, the Vikings and the Lions. What did I tell y'all? I called it out last week when it was just us three. Didn't I call it out?
Yeah, you did. But Minnesota had a brain fart like Atlanta had covering that onside kick.
Hey man, that right there. Will this debacle? Will this cost Mike Zimmer his job?
I don't know. At this point, Mike Zimmer is starting to turn into Marvin Lewis when he coached the Cincinnati Bengals. What does he have to, or Jason Garrett when he coached the Cowboys? Exactly what does he have to do to lose his job? Like, man. Really, what does he have to do to lose his job?
I think this loss right here Sunday will guarantee he gets fired. at the end of the season.
Mm.
I don't see it no other way. Mike Zimmer will get fired, man.
I don't know.
And then Thielen's out for the rest of the season.
Jason Garrett and Marvin Lewis kept their jobs about 6 seasons too long.
But see, that's the thing. Ownership really loved them guys, man.
Ownership did not love. Jerry Jones didn't love Jason Garrett. Garrett knew. Garrett he knew where a body was buried.
Jason Garrett, Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones would have adopted or may have adopted Jason Garrett because that's how much he loved that dude. Jerry Jones loves two people tremendously. He loves Tony Romo and Jason Garrett. He loved those two guys, period.
Jason Garrett knew where a body was buried. I don't care what nobody says. He had some photos or something. He had a photograph with Jerry Jones with a bunny and a stripper. I don't care what you say.
So you say Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft both went and got happy endings together?
With a bunny and a stripper. It wasn't even just a regular happy. It wasn't even a regular happy ending.
That is crazy. But you know what? That job would cost Mike Zimmer his job. The Giants and the Dolphins, man. Tua. Do Tua stay in Miami? They won 20-9. I mean, even though they beat the Giants with Mike Glennon as their quarterback, Saquon still ain't looking 100%, 11 carries for 55 yards. Do Tua stay in Miami as their franchise quarterback? Yes or no?
Unless Deshaun Watson become available.
What about it?
So.
I think he does. I think he
earned it. I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to become anybody's quarterback because I'm still betting that as soon as he's made available, the league is going to spin or something.
How many games you think he'll get though? When they drop the hammer on, you think he's going to get? You think he's going to get 8 games?
I think at least 8.
8 games.
And that's just me because I think
Zeke got 6.
Did Zeke appeal it?
Uh-huh.
And he still got 6. But Deshaun Watson's allegations are a lot more deeper. So
but they're not proven.
They're not proven. You're right.
They're not proven. So,
but here's the sticky part. If it's not proven, they'd have a leg to stand on.
They don't.
But if he bargains and plea bargains his way out of it, then what does it look like?
He's guilty. Guilty by admission.
Here's the thing.
Right.
I will say this. If it's not proven, the NFL could still suspend them for conduct detrimental to the league.
Yeah.
So I would tell him to not pull Ezekiel Elliott. Whatever, if it's not proven and the league calls for suspension, take the suspension up front, get a charity started, let them move on to something else. Because do not let it keep coming back up in the media. Take your 6, 7, 8 games or whatever it is and keep it moving. Zeke appealed that stuff and he was a distraction the whole time around. Zeke is the reason why they didn't make the playoffs that year.
But the issue is going to be how it looks on wherever he goes. Even if it's not proven and you plea bargain your way out of it or you settle it out of court or whatever you do, you're now going to become guilty by omission. So now who's going to want to deal with that?
Nobody.
What team is going to want to take that on?
No owner, no team. I don't think too many people want to take that on.
It's a team that would take it on because the talent is there. I don't care. I still stand on this when it came to the whole Colin Kaepernick situation and the reason why he didn't get picked up, it wasn't because of what Cap did. It's because Cap was thinking up the joint before he did what he did. So you made yourself almost the situation with him kneeling and protesting, that made him relevant. If he hadn't done that, Cap was on his way to being a third string quarterback somewhere. So it wasn't. So if Cap was out here, if he was out here playing like Aaron Rodgers or somebody, a team would have backed him. They would have taken a chance. Deshaun Watson, somebody's gonna take a chance on him. They took a chance on. Look, I understand it's allegations against women, and those are really strong. And this is a woman saying this. But this country loves dogs more than they love people, and they gave Michael Vick another chance.
Man, another $100 million contract, man.
He went to prison. He came out, and the reason why Michael Vick got another chance is because of his talent, not because of they trying to redeem somebody. No, it's because of his talent. These billionaire owners don't give a crap about anything other than somebody who's gonna fill up the seats.
That's it.
And somebody who's going to win games for them.
Hey, like Stephen A. say, when the owners get upset when it impacts their bottom line. If it doesn't impact these owners' bottom line, they could give two hoots about it, man. But if it's going to generate more revenue, they all for it. Hey, let's bring them in. We can sell at least $10 million in jerseys and merchandise off this person. But yeah, that's what it is, man. Eagles 33, Jets 18.
I just think that's going to be a hard sell because as much as he can bring in, it's going to bring a lot of baggage. It's going to bring protesters outside the stadium. It's going to bring a lot of negative stuff from women's organizations. It's going to bring a lot of stuff. So, I mean, eventually it's going to affect the bottom line.
Yes.
Because if people can't get into the stadium because there's constantly people protesting about what's going on and making a scene, it's going to eventually get to the bottom line.
Yeah. Whew. Hey, that's gonna be an interesting topic, man. We almost there at Texas, man. Hey, Eagles 33, Jets 18. Eagles was without my boy Jalen Hurts, and they went with Minshew Mania. Gardner Minshew. He was the man of the hour. 20 for 25, 242, and 2 touchdowns. And he threw both his touchdowns to Dallas Goedert. West 10, what's up, West 10? He in the building, man. West 10 online right now in the chat room, man. Shout out to my man West 10 from Tennessee to the Lou. That's what it do, my man. Hey, but yeah, like I said, man, that's a big one though, right there, man. Minshew Mania. He's still fighting for a job, Minshew. He still think he got it, man. So shout out to Gardner Minshew, man. He came in and did his thing, man. Hey, we got the Colts and the Texans, 31-0. Texans are 2-10. This was just a flat out Jonathan Taylor display. 32 rushes, 143, and 2 touchdowns. They couldn't stop Jonathan Taylor, man. And like I say, Texans are 2-10. Man, I love Tyrod, man. Tyrod weathering the storm in a bad situation, man. But the crazy thing about this, Deshaun Watson still getting his paycheck, man. He's not suspended. He's still getting his game day checks, man.
What I don't understand with the Texans in that whole situation is, like Coach just said, as soon as they activate him, they're going to put him on an exempt list. Why not just activate him, let them do what they're going to do, and get it out the way? Why do y'all want this media. Why do y'all? Because
As-
that's what makes me think that they had something to do with all of this crap.
Because there's the catch-22. Because if they activate him, and then the league does something, then his lawyers are gonna go after the league because there's nothing to prove.
right.
So the law thing is going to be so crazy following this whole thing, because if they activate him and they want to play him, and then the league go ahead and jump out there and do something and suspend him, and then it goes, and then there's nothing found, then he gonna come back and sue the league. You know, so the league is in limbo, and then the team's in limbo waiting, trying to see what's all going to this.
But I
And
see
then
what
the team can't take his money.
they can't.
The team can't take his money, because if they take his money and don't pay him, and then something comes out of it that he didn't do anything, then he gonna go after the team for all the money that he lost, plus more money.
Yep. He
You
gonna
know,
file
so
a big. Hey, the NFLPA go file a big grievance on his behalf if they call themselves trying to hold his money back, and he just go turn around, and he's the one that's really winning. He's not getting no wear and tear on his body. He's getting all his money. But I understand what Crystal was saying. Activate him. Let him go through the suspension, or let him do what he do. When he finishes that, turn around, and then you trade him. And now you trading a clean player that when you trade him, he's ready to come in. He done served his time, did his
What
bit,
happened?
and then boom, he ready to play. Now you can really get the picks that you really want for him. Now you can get them two first rounders in that second rounder for him.
What happens if all of this sitting down, right?
Yeah.
And all of this stuff. What happens if his lawyers come out the gates with a smoking gun and is able to debunk every single one of these allegations? Every single one of them.
So
he gonna sue somebody.
I got the $1 million. I got the $1 million question. What if he come out the gate, or the lawyers come out the gate, and one or two of the young ladies said the Houston Texans organization put me up to saying this about Deshaun Watson
because he asked to be traded?
Yes. So what would happen to the Houston Texans if two or three of the young ladies say, "Hey, the organization put me up to saying this because Deshaun wanted to get out of Houston and everything," and it's found out that the Texans did.
Can't they lose draft picks?
Hell, I think Hal McNair would be forced to sell the damn team.
But couldn't they lose draft picks, draft rights too?
Man, it'll be they will force new ownership in.
They will force new ownership,
that's how they will do it. They'll force them to sell the team,
and then they will lose draft rights too. Because see, by bringing out these allegations, sitting Deshaun Watson, because if you sit Deshaun Watson, he's that type of player. That's like, I mean, it's the equivalent of kind of sitting Aaron Rodgers. If you sit him, your team's going to stink up the place for the entire season. So you're going to be at the top of the list for a number 2 pick.
That was like when they said Tom Brady, man, after the Deflategate. They was appealing it, then they finally dropped the hammer on him, and they sat him. They set Tom Brady for those 4 games, and when they set Tom Brady for those 4 games, man, he came back that Sunday against Cleveland, and he lit them up. He threw for around 4 or 5 touchdowns. Tom Brady was on fire that game. He lit the Cleveland Browns up that day. He lit them up big time. But I mean, it just goes to show you, man.
Coach Corey.
Yes.
I know a team that take Deshaun Watson.
Oh, your Steelers.
Yeah, we kept Big Ben.
Oh man. Hey, what you call him, Coach Corey? Ben what?
Ropless Raper.
Robless Raper.
Hey, we kept it
Hey,
then.
but see, here's the thing. If I was Houston, I would have activated him and I would have tried to play him week one. I would have forced the league to do something so
Yep,
I could clear my hands of him.
absolutely.
Right.
Because if the league does something, then all we have to do is come back and say, hey, we backed him. We didn't think this stuff was true from the beginning. If it comes back that it is true, all they can fall back on is we believed in our guy.
That's
You
it.
know, we thought,
Hey,
we backed our player. We went all our due diligence. We put him on the field. The league suspended him. So now his grievance is with the league, not with.
hey, and then you said you made a good point too, Coach Corey. You activate him week one, even if they put him on the pup list or they suspend him week one. They say, okay, we go give him 10 games. Okay, now we know the line is drawn in the sand. He got his 10 games. He do
It's
his
the league and it's not us.
That's what I'm
Then
saying.
it takes Houston out of it.
That takes him
Now
out
you
the
have the
equation.
whole grievance with the league.
And now
now
after,
alleviate yourself.
and now after
And
you
now
serve that 8-game suspension and it's near the trade deadline, now you can trade him and get those two number ones and that number 2 and that number 3 that you want for him. Now you can get that.
and not only that, you come out smelling like a rose if you Houston because now you look like you in this man's corner.
We backed our guy, like you said. We supported
Yeah,
our
you
guy.
you come out looking like you in his corner, whether he has to be traded or not. You look like you all in on him.
Yes.
Whether you are or not, he says, okay, well they all in on me, so now maybe I don't want to leave Houston.
Right.
Now my attorneys turn to it's the league that's screwing me. I'm getting all my eggs in the basket of trying to get back at the league and everything from the league and not Houston.
Exactly. Exactly. Man, that's a
I knew
that's a
you were
that's a
gonna
sticky
watch them up, so I
situation, though,
wanted to
man.
do one.
We got the Washington and the Raiders 17-15. Washington beat the Raiders. Derek Carr still stinking up the joint, man. Hunter Renfrow, man, 9 receptions, 102. Derek Carr, man, just
He needs John Gruden back.
that's who we need back. Then you got the Rams and the Jaguars, 37-7. That was the first time the Rams had a 100-yard rusher this whole season. Henderson did not get 100 yards on the ground. Sony Michel, 24, 121 in the tub. Cooper Kupp, 8 receptions, 129 in the tub. Matthew Stafford, 295 and 3 touchdowns, man. Ravens still.
Man,
Go ahead.
Henderson didn't even play, so don't make it seem like Henderson couldn't have got 100 yards against Jacksonville. He didn't even play.
Hey, but John, if you heard Sean McVay, he say he likes the way Sony runs. Sony Michel fits their running style, and I think
He
Michel.
don't fit it better than Henderson.
What you say?
He don't fit it better than Henderson, or else he would have been playing more. He only playing because Henderson was hurt.
Well, we're gonna see this week.
McVay is alive, man. He doing commercials. He done went Hollywood. Hey, man, I'm telling you, everybody that go Hollywood is messing up the football. Aaron Rodgers, McVay, your boy Faker Mayfield, all them went football and went Hollywood. Look what they're doing right now.
Discount double check. Hey man. Hey man.
Messing up the church's money.
The game of the week, man. Steelers and Ravens, man. Crystal been waiting on this. West 10, I wish you was on, brother, so you can join us on this one, man. Steelers 20, Ravens 19.
I was as shocked as y'all was. I mean, let's be real. I came home, and that's the first day we came home from the hospital. I'm watching the game with one eye half open, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, they coming back? What the heck did happen? When the offensive line start blocking for the run? Oh, now he okay, breaking runs. How did this happen?
Hey
And
man,
then when
They
when
don't
the
have a
Steelers
choice. They
when the
don't have
Steelers
a throwing game. They
right,
better block for the run.
hey man.
when the Steelers scored that touchdown and went up, I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, yeah, they gonna figure out this one. And I was like,
How the hell Deontay Johnson get left that wide open, man?
I have no idea. I mean,
I don't know how the hell because
he
because typically Marlon Humphreys would have been on Deontay Johnson, but Marlon Humphreys was out. So
but
I
he was
mean, he was so wide open, man. I'm like, where the hell Deontay Johnson come from? Wide
he
open.
was. But when the Ravens came back, marched down the field and scored, I'm like, yeah, this game's gonna go to overtime. I'm gonna go lay down somewhere because you're gonna go to overtime. The Steelers gonna lose the toss. The Ravens gonna go down the field and win the game. Then I saw Harbaugh go for. I said, this man got some cojones.
Man,
I mean, this.
Oh, I knew he was gonna go for it.
I knew he was
I
going for
said,
the
Marlon
two.
Humphrey was there. He didn't have a choice.
I said, but I
I
said,
knew he was going
now,
for it.
now
That dude
I
was
could.
too wide open. They wasn't gonna stop nobody. They didn't
I
have
said,
too many breakdowns in the defensive backfield as per that play.
That was a perfect call, man. Lamar just sailed it. He just sailed it, man. That was the
cause
perfect play call. Mark Andrews was wide open. Wide open.
oh yeah, he was wide open.
He would have walked into the end zone, man. If he make a better pass than that, man.
He was wide open. Like I wasn't. I was looking at I was looking at the game. Was like, this game's pretty close. Part of me was saying,
Man, I
this
shook
game is
my
a little
head,
too.
man.
Like this game is a little bit too close.
I know. I said if we didn't put no distance in the game, I say at the end of the game it could go either way, and that's what it did, man. Steelers took it on in 2019, but they asked Harbaugh would he make that call. Harbaugh said he'll go for 10 out of 10 times. So he still would have went for the 2, man. 49ers,
Hey,
49ers. Go ahead.
If you
uh,
look at the play where they gave up the touchdown and you just look at the reactions of the people on defense, there was so much chaos and confusion. That defense could not have went back out on the field and been expected to stop anybody because it was like nobody knew who and what to cover. It was just so much confusion. And that one little simple pass play, that pass combination, it was like nobody knew what was going on. I'm like, oh my God.
They call. I mean, Mike Tomlinson called a timeout because they were so, like you said, they were so discombobulated and so confused that Baltimore was going for the 2. Mike Tomlinson called a timeout and put it like this: if he wouldn't have called that timeout, Baltimore would have got that successful 2-point conversion, man. That timeout settled them down a little bit because they were so rattled, man. They was rattled.
I'm talking about on the Ravens side when they gave up the game, the touchdown for Pittsburgh to take the lead.
Oh, the touchdown to Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, if you just look at the players from Baltimore, the reactions of all the players, you could tell nobody knew what was going on, and the coverage, it was just utter confusion. So I was like, they cannot go back out on defense.
And that's what Harbaugh saw, man, and he wasn't gonna risk it, man. So Seattle 30, 49ers 23. That ended up being a good game. George Kittle, man, Jesus Christ, man, 9 for 181 and 2 touchdowns, man. Kittle but you think about it too. Some of the stuff that Kittle got was because of Debo. Hey, there you go, West 10. West 10 say win, lose, or tie. Raven flock till I die. That's what I'm talking about, West 10. Hey, but Kittle, man, Kittle got a lot of his touches because Debo wasn't in. That was a perfect chance for Brandon Ayaku to step it up, but he didn't. He had a mediocre game and everything, man. So Seattle is in the business of playing spoiler now. Chiefs and Broncos, 22-9. Chiefs over the Broncos. Kelsey and Tyreek had, man, they didn't have no good games at all, man. I mean, they just did enough to win. They didn't do nothing spectacular. They did enough to win, and they pulled it out. But the Chiefs got to get that offensive mojo going if they plan on going deep or going back to the Super Bowl. And finally, the Patriots and the Bills.
Starts with the quarterback in Kansas City. Until he can play better, nothing is going to change.
Mahomes definitely got to play better, man. Hey, 14-10, the Patriots won over the Bills last night. Defensive game, horrible field conditions.
I can do it.
Mac Jones, 2 or 3 for I don't even know how many. I don't know. Let me see how many yards he passed for. I gotta look at the box score.
Less than 20, I bet.
Let me see how many passes. Mac Jones, 2 or 3 for 19 yards.
Okay.
I told you less than 20.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. 2 or 3 for 19 yards. Now, see, if Buffalo would have came and put up some points, that would have forced them into start passing the football. Then they could have pinned them back and start running their blitzes and running their coverage because now they got to pass the football now. But
well, Buffalo's right side of that defense repeatedly got gashed with tosses and handoffs. Just horrible. Overcommitting, running around plays, chasing. That's what's funny about it. All the announcers were talking about how well New England was blocking. No, New England wasn't blocking. I mean, of course they were blocking, but all they did was steal people off. You only got to block 2 or 3 people when you run in that scheme, and 2 of them is the second level and safe. The defensive line was getting off and being behind the play. Who cares if they're behind the play? You running the toss, they're not going to catch the play from behind anyway.
Not at all.
So if you allow them to keep doing that, and then you block 2 or 3 people ahead of you, of course you're going to continue to get gas. You get a hat on the outside with the receivers, and you get to those 3 people that you need to get through, and there's your running lane. And that repeatedly kept happening to Buffalo. And not once did they make it.
Hey, man.
Not once.
But Buffalo they got a week to get it together because they got to go down to Tampa. And they play Tom Brady and them next Sunday, man.
Hey, man, they should put everybody on their side and made Mac Jones throw the ball. I guarantee you he would have not. He'd have threw the ball. He threw the ball more than 3 times.
Definitely threw it more than 3 times. But yeah, the Bills are at Tampa next week, man. Hey, man, that fantasy football before we get up out of here. Fantasy football, real quick. And then we're going to, I forgot about our NBA real quick. We just got one more thing on the NBA, but fantasy football, let's see how we got 1 more week to go. Man, everybody bidding for playoff spots and seedings and everything. Coach Corey, you got a big game this week coming up, brother. You win, you in. As simple as that. You win, Coach. You win, you win.
I should have won this week, but if ifs and buts was candy and nuts,
Have a Merry Christmas. Oh,
right,
you lost by 1 point to Coach, man.
right.
1
Because
point.
because I could get 1 point from Josh Allen, and I got 1 point from Thielen, who got hurt in the first series
The first series, yes.
on the screen pass.
Yes, for 0 yards, man. It sucked, man. Oh, man. That was a close one, man. But, man, we got our fantasy football in. Christorian slid up into the number 2 seed with his victory over he beat Stat Philly to get that number 2 seed. Dookie Streaks took a tough one on the chin, 259 to 99. Coach Corey 170, 169 to Coach Rick. Game related 141, West 10, 117. Dino's 260 C. Glamma, GG 113. Christorian
Yeah.
222, 168. It is, well, we already know West 10 go wear the jersey and everything, man. But last thing before we get up out of here, NBA, main thing, and we're going to cut it out after this. Steph Curry, 16 threes away from passing Ray Allen for the all-time record. The question is, when will he get it? Will he get
In
it before
Philadelphia.
Christmas?
He'll do it.
Yeah.
He'll do it in Philadelphia.
I want him to get it on Christmas, man.
You know how long Christmas is now?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You
We don't.
you know,
we-
you know,
we don't-
you know,
Hey.
this man hits five. He hits 5 a game.
Man, a minimum of 5. You don't even talk about when it get hot.
He made a minimum of 5 a game. So at the very, like, if Steph Curry has a subpar, it's just a regular random thing. Yeah, Portland tomorrow, and update
Hey.
on Portland.
Hell, he might hit all 16 of them tomorrow. Shoot, call it a wrap.
Yeah, Portland tomorrow, and they're not gonna have CJ. CJ McCollum has a collapsed lung.
Ouch.
So you got Portland. So that even if he went 5, 10, 15, he would do it in Madison Square Garden on the 14th. If he just hit his average. Now this is Steph Curry. This is Steph Curry. Once
he got Philadelphia on Saturday. He got
Right.
Philly on Saturday. That's a good
This is the
possibility. He can get it then too.
This is the same man who, when he needed 400, when he had 400 threes in his eyesight, it was the last game of the season. He needed 8 threes to get 400. They was playing the Memphis Grizzlies, who they had whooped earlier. They whooped all season long. So we kind of knew it was going to be a blowout. So he kind of knew he wasn't going to be in the game in the fourth quarter. He got 6 in the first quarter. So
See, this is why she is a Golden State fan and not a Lakers fan. I told you, got all the stats, man. Just give it up, man. She wasn't a Lakers fan. She was a wolf in sheep clothing.
Hey man, I'll take that, man. With that being
I was
said,
I was a Lakers diehard when number 24 was out there. I don't know who these cats on this court is.
Hey man, I'll take it, man. Hey man,
But
with that being said, man.
1 week away, man. We starting to get that. Hey, I'm telling you, man, the little prizes and everything coming in, man, for the little fantasy stuff, man. I gotta work on this side. No West 10 ain't on here, but hey, dog, man, don't be that guy.
You will be that guy. Hey, you either coming to St. Louis or damn it, we coming down there to Nashville. But
hey, BP,
you will wear that sign. You will have that sign, buddy.
BP.
And
What's
that
up?
trophy.
What was your reaction when ESPN broke the news early Friday that they were bumping the Lakers and Clippers game off for the Warriors and the Suns.
I was pissed. I say, man, I took my ass. Hey, I took my ass to the NBA ticket, man, and watched my game, man. I was so mad. I said, these bastards. But hey, I went to the NBA ticket and watched the game, man. It is what it is, man. I said, hey, we lost. Hey, that's when you know. That's when you know we got a lot of work to do. When they bump us out of the spot and give it to Steph and them, I said, we in trouble, man. We in trouble, man.
Well, in hindsight, yeah, it looked like a good matchup at the beginning of the season. But when you got the Warriors and the Suns nodding head, who wouldn't want to see that game over the Lakers and the Clippers?
Everybody,
the way that
man.
they put, the way that those two teams are playing.
Everybody want to see that game, man, over the Lakers and the Clippers, man. Everybody. You would think at the beginning of the year, everybody was pulling. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see it. But yeah, we lost out. I can't get mad, man.
You need to slap the GM upside his head because I don't know what the heck he did putting this team together.
Nothing. Hey, man, with that being said, man, it was an amazing episode of No Balls, No Glory today, man. Our crew members that's here, Coach Corey, Crystal Clear. Crew members that's not here, Coach Rick, West 10, Philly D, Dino's, our brothers that's not here and everything, Christorian and game related. Our special guests all the time. They still part of the crew, the family. But man, we will see you guys Thursday when we do our picks and when we go over everything else, man. This Thursday coming up, man.
I join Thursday too because I'm on leave.
You on sabbatical?
Right now.
You on sabbatical?
Yeah.
You on sabbatical for the? Oh, okay. You on sabbatical? But man, we would check everybody out this Thursday, man. We'll be live, man. We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, BP, let me know when we off the air.
Okay.